You think you know yourself. You think you're a good person, that you would never commit evil. But what if I told you? That's an illusion, that inside you, there's something dark, something waiting to wake up. In the 20th century, ordinary people, people like you, became executioners, tortured others, betrayed their neighbors, and justified the worst crimes. Why? Because the monster lives inside all of us. The only question is, what will awaken it? We define good by what society accepts. But history shows that society's definition of morality shifts. What was once evil can be justified under the right conditions. Imagine this. You're an ordinary citizen in 1930s Germany. At first, you don't hate anyone. But over time, the news, the authorities, and your peers start telling you that a certain group of people is dangerous. You hear it enough times, and eventually, you believe it. You don't see yourself as evil. You see yourself as protecting society. And that's how it begins. Mass cruelty doesn't start with violence. It starts with words, labels, fear, and the belief that you are on the right side of history. In 1971, psychologist Philip Zimbardo conducted one of the most disturbing experiments of all time. Volunteers were randomly assigned to be guards or prisoners. Within days, the guards, ordinary college students, became sadistic. They humiliated, abused, and tortured the prisoners, even when they had the option to stop. What does this tell us? That power is a drug. That when people are given unchecked authority, they will often abuse it, even if they don't think of themselves as bad people. In the 1960s, psychologist Stanley Milgram wanted to understand why ordinary people obeyed horrific orders during World War II. His experiment was simple. A participant was asked to administer electric shocks to a stranger. With each wrong answer, the voltage increased. The results were shocking. 65% of people delivered what they believed to be a lethal shock. Not because they wanted to, but because an authority figure told them to. It wasn't sadism, it wasn't hatred, it was obedience. The belief that, I'm just following orders. History proves that it doesn't take a special kind of evil to create atrocities. It takes a few key ingredients. Dehumanization, turning people into the enemy. Obedience to authority, following orders no matter the consequences. Groupthink, going along with the crowd, afraid to speak out. Incremental change, small moral compromises that lead to unimaginable cruelty. Every time you say, I would never do that, you underestimate how human psychology works. The people who committed history's worst crimes once said the same thing. If all of this is true, are we doomed? But the key to resisting evil is understanding how it works. Question authority. Never follow orders blindly. Recognize dehumanization. If someone is telling you that a group of people is less than human, be alarmed. Know your shadow. Carl Jung believed that if we deny our dark side, it controls us. Face your capacity for evil, so it doesn't control you. Have the courage to stand alone. The hardest thing is to go against the crowd, but history is shaped by those who do. Good people turn into monsters when they stop thinking for themselves, when they follow orders without question, when they allow fear and power to blind them. Monsters aren't born, they're made, but so are heroes. The question is, which one will you become?